Well, a couple of weeks ago, about a week and a half ago actually, the St. Michael's Majors were involved in a wild brouhaha. I've used that word a few times tonight. A wild scene with the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, and tonight we've got a story on that very, very night.
So 10-16, the time of the penalties. Josh Bennett, unsportsmanlike conduct, and here's some unsportsmanlike conduct. Look at this. What a melee. Gloves and sticks flying all over the place as the players are scrumming in the major zone inside the blue line, and that was almost like a little brush fire, Glenn. It just quickly ignited and turned into a free-for-all, and Nick Jones right in the middle of it. He takes another shove at Brian Simpson after the fact, and this Jones has gone crazy. Simpson, the second player he's tangled with in this scuffle.
But I certainly was impressed with Jones. Jones walking around sucker punching people in the fray, and you know, when people are being held, I mean, when you're as tough as Jones is, and he is a legitimate tough player, I don't think there's any need to be walking around and popping guys when they're already being held. But it was an isolated incident, and I'm sure the league's going to get the tape, and they'll judge what they can do with it.
Brian Simpson, and it's still going in front of the Greyhounds bench. Mike Nelson is wailing at one of the major players. Brian Simpson over to help, and now Daniel Passero. Passero has jumped on Simpson, and four of them in a pile.
Passero
look at Mike Jefferson. Jefferson has skated out of the penalty box, and it's like a football scrum. He's dived on top of the pile. Mike Jefferson.
Mike Jefferson's a very emotional player. He stands by his teammates, and I think his emotions got the best of him there, and they also get to the fact that Sheldon Keefe is probably his best friend he's got, and I don't really know how he can end up with 3 Sioux guys on the ice and 2 of our guys on the ice, and I don't know. I mean, it comes down to accountability, and I mean, if the penalty doors locked, it's all would-have-beens and should-have-beens. I mean, I'm sure when he looks back at it, and whenever the ruling comes down, whatever it is, you never see there'll probably be some extra actions for coming out of the box. But I mean, you've got not only you just have a teammate down, but it's your best friend, and there's an odd number situation. I mean, all the stuff that's gone on around the league, there's no way I'm sending anybody off the bench to get involved, and you hope that guys can just tie each other up so nobody really gets hurt. But I guess his emotions got the best of him, and you know, he's going to be held accountable for his actions, no doubt, by the league, and he's not a kid that we can really afford to lose, but we have to see what the league rules.
This is one of the more complex fight situations I've ever seen in this league. It just started quickly, 2 players, I can't even recall which 2, and then before you knew it, all 10 players in the ice were involved as they all quickly paired off, but it wasn't the usual pairing off. They all started swinging.
I mean, tonight was an isolated incident, and I mean, we've got some tough kids, and when they see their teammates get taken advantage of, you know, it's part of the game to come to the defense of your teammates, and you know, you never want anything to isolate or to escalate into something like happened tonight. But I mean, as you saw, I'm sure when you look at it, if you see someone walking around sucker punching your member of your family, you've got to react to it, and I think that's what happened, and it's unfortunate, but we'll have to see how it's ruled on.
Now the bad news. Captain Mike Jefferson's 4-game suspension has been extended to 6.